More impressive performances highlighted Thursday's third day of the Rickiann Kennedy Boys and Girls Athletics Championships in Kingston, Jamaica. The 400-meter finals closed the show, and, well, it was greatly character on the 20 champions. On the Kennedy struck gold for Edwin Allen in the Class 1 boys final. The 19-year-old stopped the clock at a personal best 45.27 seconds, in the process becoming the fourth fastest champs quarter miler of all time. This is the all-time champs list. All the athletes on that list would have produced those times as Class 1 athletes, and I'm sure we'll get that list back in a matter of seconds. The all-time 400 meters list, which is led by Akeem Bloomfield. He represented Kingston College, the record 44.93 set in 2015. Javon Francis before him had gone 45 flat in 2013. Deshaun Morris, his awesome 45.09 in 2018. And now Delano Kennedy, number 4 on that list at 45.27. Nathan Allen, 45.30. That was done in 2015, the same year that Bloomfield broke the record. In fact, he was second to Bloomfield. And of the top 5 now, the man who held the record for a long time, Usain Bolt, at 45.35. Now, Kennedy, the 4th fastest in the world this year over the one-lap event, and the 2nd fastest Jamaican this year behind Olympian Sean Bailey. Meanwhile, in the girls' Class 1 400 meters final, Homewood Technical's Rickiann Russell, in her final year at Champs, comprehensively claimed victory with a personal best 51.26 seconds, beating defending champion Anika Makanov of Hydel, who finished 2nd in 52.11, and Edwin Allen's Casey Powell, who claimed 3rd in 52.76. With that run, Russell became the 2nd fastest female 400-meter runner in Champs history. Only Sanita Sutherland, 51.13 from 2006, has gone faster than her. Sharika Jackson, who represented Veer Technical, ran 51.60 in 2013. Kristen Gordon, who represented Homewood Technical, her 51.62 came as a Class 2 athlete. So she's the only non-Class 1 performer on that list. That was in 2011. And Dejanay Oakley, who gave up her final year of eligibility at Champs, represented Clarendon College last year and clocked 51.81, which was quite an impressive performance. Now, Kingston College's Isaiah Patrick tallied 6,969 points to secure the gold medal and win the Open Boys Decathlon. It was the only record on day 3, as Patrick eclipsed the previous mark of 6,781 points set by Marcus Brown of Morant Bay High in 2016. Patrick also joined a growing list of non-Jamaican athletes to secure gold medals at the 2023 edition of Champs. Carlos Bryson Kane, St. Martin, Calabar, Class 3 1500 champion. Brian Kiprop, Kenya, Kingston College, Class 2 1500 champion. Ua Ryan, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Jamaica College, Class 1 long jump champion. Dylan Logan, Grenada, Edwin Allen, Class 2 shot put champion. And Isaiah Patrick, the only record breaker on that list, Grenada, Kingston College, the Decathlon Open. Grenada with a number of world-class decathletes now. And 19 years old, Isaiah Patrick, so he will not be able to compete at the Carifta Games because he turns 20 this year. Well, to talk champs, we're joined by Leighton Levy, senior writer at SportsMax.tv. And Leighton, I just want to start with those 400 meters because they were absolutely cracking last night. I remember when Sanita Sutherland ran 51.13 for Homewood Technical, still one of the all-time great performances, I think, at Champs. And to see Rickiann Russell get so close to it last night, it was a wonderful performance. Maybe a little bit surprised that Anika Makanov wasn't closer to her, but it was a terrific run.
Fantastic run, and I think this is a young lady who you have to believe has a lot of potential in the future, because I'm going to say something potentially offensive now, because there are a lot of sensitive people out there. If she was 10 pounds lighter, she runs 50 point last night. I think she's still a little heavy. And in track and field, like in most sports that require power and velocity, you know, the power that you have has a greater result when he's carrying less weight. And Rickiann Russell is a potential star. She's a little heavy, And I think she could have been a new record holder last night had she been a little bit lighter, but still, notwithstanding all of that, fantastic performance. 51.20 is just a smidgen of Sonita Sutherland's record. And I think what we've seen from our young 400-meter runners among the women, and of course I saw that list that went up earlier, Sharika Jackson, Chrisann Gordon, all have gone on to represent Jamaica and do quite well as well. So maybe she's the next in line. I mean, fantastic performance.
You spoke about the weight, and I don't suspect that we're being offensive here, just analysing track and field. But she has taken off a lot of weight from last year coming into this season. So it is clear that she is willing to do the work. And if she continues to do that, you would expect her to shred even more and become an even greater force going forward.
Yeah, because if she can drop an additional, maybe I think 10, 15 pounds, maybe 10, and maintain the power that she currently has. Because if you watch her along the backstretch last night, she was sailing along the backstretch last night and then controlled the race from about 250 going in, and just completely dismantled Anika Makanoff and relegating her to a distant second. 52 is almost half a second in terms of the difference. So you're looking at a young lady who has all the tools, and I think she's clearly one for the future.
Delano Kennedy, what a story he has. Fall started at the World Under-20 Championships last year, in a year that he won the Carifta Games, came to the Carifta Trials this year. Many feel he fall started at the Carifta Trials and the officials were lenient. He went on to win that, so he will represent Jamaica at the Carifta Games. But last night, he left no doubt that right now, he is the best quarter miler on the men's side in the Carifta region.
Absolutely, and he ran a brilliant race last night. And what was impressive for me is not just the fact that he ran 45.27, it's the fact that the top three were all under 46 seconds. You've heard me lament over the years that 46 seconds is never something that excites me when it comes to 400-meter running, because these guys are 17, 18, 19. In the rest of the world, the guys at that age are already running 45, some 44. I remember Quincy Watts in college was running 43s.
Yeah.
So for them to get to that level where we're seeing the top three run under 46 seconds is quite impressive. And I was really pleased with his race strategy because it looked like he was in complete control from the get-go, and that's how he's supposed to be running.
Yeah, I really was impressed with Kennedy, Carifta champion, reigning, and looked pretty solid and is on the improve. And I agree with Ricardo's point earlier that Makanoff, as the Carifta silver medalist last year, I don't think students of the game expected her to win last night, but the margin was,
but I tell you, lads, I think there are a number of individuals who thought Makanoff
would have won
for the simple reason that when they met at Central Champs and both went sub 52, Makanoff was coming off a heavy workload at the Gibson McCook relays just days before. And on that particular day, I think had also done 400 hurdles, qualifying 400, and then she turned up for the 400 final. So she had a lot of running in her legs, and people felt a little bit fresher here at Champs that just maybe she could overturn.
But here's the thing.
This
is the psychology of that race, I think what cost Anika Makanoff that race. Because I think she knows the threat that Rickiann Russell presented. And I think she went really hard for the first 200 and didn't have much left. She literally ran out of gas at about 283 coming onto the curve, where you could see where her legs started to drag and her arms started to fall because she didn't.
And Rickiann was on her inside, wasn't she?
Rickiann was on her inside and looking stronger as each phase of the race is completed. So I think it was a psychological thing for me last night with Anika Makanoff. Physically, she's capable, but I think the mental game was won by Rickiann Russell last night.
For sure. Isaiah Patrick, we've spoken about the non-Jamaican athletes competing at Champs. Over 100 is what the ISA president had announced at the launch of Champs this year. And Isaiah Patrick of Grenada landing not just a gold medal, but a record performance in the decathlon.
Listen, you know what excited me about watching that? Is the fact that he's from Grenada. We know Grenada's history with the decathlon, right? the victors, I mean, the
Kurt Felix, Lyndon Victor.
Yeah, the body of work that has come out of that little island when it comes to these multi-sport events is like Jamaica with 100.
Yeah.
Grenada has these 400-meter runners and these decathletes
and javelin
who are, it's like somebody blazes a trail, and then the rest of them jump onto that, and then they're pulling. This young man is doing exactly that. So watching it, and when I discovered that he was from Grenada, it was an epiphany, because I'm like, yo, here's another one from the Spice Island doing fantastic things in the multi-sports events.
Yeah, we're quickly running out of time. There's an issue I have to take up quickly. So news coming through just about an hour ago, the 5th place finisher in the Class 2 boys 100 meters final has been disqualified from Kingston College. Now, if you remember the incident, Calabar's Kamani Gordon has swayed into his lane in the final, impeded him. He looked well on course for a medal, did Clark of Kingston College, but after being impeded, he fell back and finished in 5th position. Now, following the race, he approached the Calabar athlete Kamani Gordon twice, shoved him twice, and the disciplinary committee of the champs organizers have decided to disqualify him from the 100. So Kingston College have lost those 4 points, and he can take no further part in the championship, meaning he will not be able to run the 4x100 relay. Nicardo Clark is his name. Some people might know him as Nicardo Johnson. That was his name when he competed in Class 3. He has since had a name change. And yes, quite unfortunate, the entire situation. The Calabar athlete Kamani Gordon had been disqualified from the 100 meters from yesterday. He'd initially gotten a point that was taken away from Calabar. Lance, Leighton, quick reactions.
Justified. I think what the Calabar athlete did, whether you believe it's deliberate or not, was not acceptable. He was already disqualified. But this, from a sportsman's perspective, I thought what the young Casey athlete did after the race was unacceptable, and I think it was justified.
Yeah, it's like football. When you retaliate, you get a red card in football. If you strike an opposing player, even if it's retaliatory because you were provoked, you get a red card. So that's exactly what happened with him. And I think what athletes have to recognize as well, and disciplinary committees take a very close look at, is the fact that what athletes do on the field of competition impacts the fans as well. And we know how volatile the fans at champs can be. And there are times that they are incited by what they see in front of them on the track. So, they have to nip these things in the bud.
Yeah, look, self-control is something that sports teaches you. You have to be in control of your emotions, in control of your body. Look, I understand the frustration because he probably felt that he was in for a medal, right? And most likely, based on where he was in that race, probably would end up.
And I think he felt it was deliberate as well.
Yeah,
I think he felt that way.
Yeah, but you don't go around attacking someone like that after the race. Let the authorities deal with it. Don't take it into your own hands, and I think he paid the price for it.
Yeah, it's definitely a teachable moment for everyone involved. All right. We have to go from this segment quickly, but let's just get to our champs tracker where we show you what's happening as it relates to the point standings, and we'll look at where things were at the end of day number 3, starting with the girls, shall we? Of course, Hydel projected to be in 3rd position at the end of day number 3. They're at the top. They were projected to be on 94 points. They ended up on 98, so that's a +4 for them. Edwin Allen projected to be 104. They remain in 2nd where they were projected to be, but they have just 97 points, a -7. Homo Technical well behind where they were projected to be, 108 points. They have 73.5. That's a -34.5. Here's a big problem for Edwin Allen. It's not just that they are 7 points behind where they should have been at the end of day number 3, but Serena Cole, who they lost in the 100, she now unlikely to take part in any of the field events that she should have been in. Plus,
and would have won.
Possibly. And for the relays, or the 4x100 relay, it's now a weakened Edwin Allen Class 1.
Significantly weakened.
Yeah, 4x100 relay. So real problems there for Edwin Allen. And the projection here on day number 4 is that Hydel have a real shot at winning this champs and may have jumped into the favourites chair. Let's quickly have a look at what's happening on the boys' side. Kingston College projected to be ahead at the end of day 3 with 125 points. They ended on 124. That's just a -1. JC projected to be on 118. They ended on 121. Now, mind you, by the way, you can -4 from that Kingston College 124 because of the disqualification of Nicardo Clark. Calabar 93 is where they were projected to be, and they ended up on 70. Now, on the face of it, it looks as if JC have overperformed to this stage by just 3 points. But here's the big problem for Jamaica College. They had 2 massive mishaps yesterday. Class 3 boys 4x100, they did not get to the final. Class 1 boys 4x100, they did not get to the final. In that race as well, the Class 1 boys 4x100, Mark Anthony Miller got injured. He would have been in the 400 final last night, and they lost points there because he did not compete. Plus, they will not be in 2 relay finals tomorrow. I don't know how they recover from that. And so at this stage, the Mortimer Geddes Trophy looks as if it's heading to North Street, and specifically the Purples, Kingston College. We have 30 seconds, gents, for a quick reaction.
You said -4 for Casey, but wouldn't it be -8 because they would have had
No,
4,
I meant -4 from the 125.
Oh, from the 125.
Yes, because of the disqualification of Nicardo.
Yeah, well, champs is what it is. I mean, the impact of JC's mishaps yesterday, as you alluded to, is a bigger blow to whatever Casey would have suffered in that last of that place in the 100 meters final. And with Casey already projected to win, he was supposed to be close. I think it was like 2 points. That swing is never going to happen now, because I think Jamaica College would have potentially been dropping more than 14, 24, about 20 points, 24 points.
Can Heidel break the Edwin Allen streak?
Well, right now, with Serena Cole being out and given the margins, it looks like it could. Heidel will have to have a big drop-off between today and tomorrow, the finals tomorrow, for Edwin Allen to overhaul them again, because they're going to be close coming in the relays. They're going to be close in a lot of the events tomorrow as well. So the points that they would have lost with Serena Cole will prove significant.
Yeah, it definitely could. It's going to be a dog fight. Can I say that?
Yes.
It is. It's going to be an almighty battle down the stretch on Saturday. Leighton Levy, senior writer at SportsMax.tv. Thank you very much for joining us.
No problem. It's always a pleasure being here.
Of course. We take a break. We'll be back with more on the SportsMax Zone.
Stay with SportsMax on YouTube and follow us on all social pages for updates, news and entertainment.